everyone, this is going to be the final video in the Scalenut series. Unless any updates happen in the Scalenut features, I'm going to conclude with this. So in this video, I'm going to use the SEO Assistant, which is the long form AI plus SEO intelligence, to create a blog from scratch. Okay, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to create a blog on water park. I'm going to set the country to India, and I'm going to create a report. So as you can see, new report creation takes around 2 to 3 minutes. Basis keyword complexity, you will be notified as soon as the report is ready. So while that is happening, I'd like to tell that I created 2 more videos, part 1 and part 2. If you haven't watched those 2 videos, please go ahead and watch it, because that'll give you a fair idea of before watching this video. So in the part 1, I walked through the AI copywriter for short form content powered by AI, wherein I showed you how you can create landing page content, Google ad copies, social media content, and small content, short form content, etc. In part 2, it was about SEO Assistant again, but then I took a ready-made blog which was there, and then I walked you through all the features that blog has, and I showed you how you can create the NLP terms, how you can see the competitor report, etc. So I think it's created. You can see water park. I'm going to open this report, and here this must be a familiar page for those of you who have already watched my part 2 of this video series. So here you'll be shown the NLP terms, which is the H tags on the top 10 pages, 11 to 20 pages, 21 to 30 pages, readability, how many images they have used, what is the average word count. So in the top 10 pages, the average word count is 1239. In the 11th to 20th rank of videos of blog, it's 959 or 960, which is the average, and in 21st to 30th it's 676. So obviously the more the better, because here by word count, only those blogs who have 1200 are ranked in the top 10. You will see wave pool, water park ride, splash, amusement. So these are all the related terms which have been used. If I go to competition, then Wikipedia straight away it takes then best water park near Mumbai, because Mumbai is coming because I have selected the country India. 14 best water parks in Mumbai, the top 10 Maharashtra water parks, Anandi water park, Aqua Park family. So all of those related water parks, especially in India, have been pulled up. I can also click over here and it opens up a new tab which shows how this blog is structured. It shows the whole blog. Okay, I'm going to close this, and here you can see, you can go to next pages also and see whatever is there. Themes, again, water park near Richmond, Rapids water park, and all of these themes are there. Common questions, that's FAQs, frequently asked questions. How much does it cost to go to a water park? So you can click here and then it will add up over here, common questions. So I can always click to add a note here. I've shown all of this in the previous video. Citations again, and then outlines. What is the outline? What kind of H1 and H2 and H3 tags have been used? So in this Wikipedia, there's only one H1 tag, but there are a lot of H2 tags with these titles, and then finally the H3 tag. Similarly, this water park, this blog, H2 tags again, this is H3, this is H1, and you can clearly see what is the H1, H2 and H3 tags. Food, travel. So you get a sense of what titles have been used in H1, H2 and H3. That will give you a fair idea, and then you can even copy these or use similar keywords for creating your tags. Alright, so I'm going to go to editor now, and we're going to create a blog from scratch. So here you will see water park is the title, and you will see all of these features, the buttons, which will be again familiar to you: the write, instruct, connectors, operators, SERP ideas, search engine result pages ideas, templates. Okay, let me start off by putting water park, and then I'm going to mark this as H1 tag, right? So I'm going to write over here, click on the write button. Please write a little more about the topic for our AI to understand the context. To make things simple, try our introduction paragraph template. So they say that clearly go to the template. I'm going to go to the templates, and I'm going to go to the introduction paragraph. Here is the topic, water park, and I'm going to click on generate content, and it will generate the content. Some of the best recreational activities that take place in India are the water parks. So it is given a very general context because I haven't mentioned over here anything specific to the water park, right? Like what are the top 10 times or top 10 seasons to go to the water park. I haven't mentioned anything specific. So it's giving a very generic content. If you love water park and water sports, you will love this article. So I'm going to go with this one, which is generic. Or I can simply click on the plus sign and it will paste over here. Fun and thrill. Okay. And then let's take example of general admission. Let's say tickets. So I'm going to mark this as H2 tag, and I'm going to type over here general admission or adults admission. And I'm going to mark this as H3 tag. Okay, so the adults admission ticket costs. As you can see, this is coming in H3, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to click over here and normal, and I'm going to remove the bold sign. Costs around rupees 90 or 200, let's say, and I've written and over here, and then I'm going to click on write, and it's thinking, and kids come to around 300. So I don't want this, and you can, I'm going to write you can and click on write again, and you can go and play water park. The cost is attractive. Tickets to all times of the year can be purchased from any ticket agent directly from the vendor's office. It has given some location over here. I'm going to remove this. If you want to keep it, you can change it or keep it. You will have unlimited fun for a day here as per your pocket money. Awesome experience. So what are you guys waiting for? So I'm going to just go to remove this one. So as you can see, for the general admission, for adults admission, it has generated this. Again, I don't know why it is. Okay, and then kids tickets. And I'm going to write over here. You always need to provide some content to the AI so that it figures out what you're trying to write, and then it will write accordingly in the context of the paragraph. The kids tickets cost just rupees 50 during weekdays and rupees 100 during weekends and kids, and I'm going to click on write again, and you will see that kids take all the rides that adults can go, so both of you can have great fun together. It is not advised not to drag your children with you, as they may both have fun. So the family time seasonal attraction, the family water park will remain open during. So here it has come to the timing, so I'm going to separate this one. This is just about ticket prices, and I have the adults admission and the kids admission over here, right? So we started off by writing water park, small description. I could have written further. Let's write one or two more lines. So I'm just going to click on instruct over here, and this will the first ever water park open in Muscat and so the sea lion. So it has given a very bizarre kind of a description, because you know this is being very generic. So I'm just going to remove this one, and I'm going to write everyone can have fun in this water park. There are around 20 different water rides and attractions, and then I'm going to click on write for the AI to continue. Everything comes together in Disneyland. The article Disney, again very bizarre. It has just pulled in Disneyland out of nowhere. So you might have instances wherein you will not get what you want, but then it's all contextual. The more context you give, the better it is, right? And this coming down over here, time and seasonality. Tickets is done, and then we will just write for groups. The group tickets cost less. The group ticket comprises of 2 adults and 3 kids. I'm going to click on write, and let's see what the AI writes. 3 kids guests should be over 15 years old. Would advise not to take kids below 10 years so that they can enjoy the rides. Everyone gets a very warm welcome and cool weather. Awesome experience. Okay. And now you have the time and seasonality. The family water park will remain open during so and so, and then you can always change this. So here we have written about water park, about the tickets, about the time and seasonality, and then let's write a paragraph about food. I'm going to make the food as h3 tag. The park has an F&B outlet inside, and then I'm going to click on write over here. There's a full-fledged food court. There are multiple staff that offer you delectable snacks where you can make your trip enjoyable. There are several items to choose from, and none of them do justice to the taste buds. You can sit for hours at these stalls, but we strongly recommend not to be doing so. It's much better if 2 adults with children accompany. So if you have over here, and then 2 adults, one another at this point in time, as there are be an adventure on, and I'm going to click on full stop, and then in addition, I'm going to click on in addition. In addition, the price of the food items is also quite reasonable. The food is not cheap, but it's worth the cost. Cost is 200 rupees per day per person, and there are many water attractions. And so I'm just going to remove this one because it says that water attraction. This is about food. The cost is 200 rupees per day per person. So that's fine with me, right? So food is done, and then we will move on to, let's say, before this we will move on to attractions, because attractions is something which is more important. Attractions, and I'm going to make this as h2 tag, right? There are 20 attractions inside the park, from octopus racer to kids aqua venture, let's say. And I'm going to click over here and then instruct. Let's see what the AI writes. Sea lagoon, watery sandy ground surrounded by colorful splash. So it's pulled in some attractions over here and describing them. Of course, you can always go to templates and then write over here. You can select one of these: introduction to the paragraph, heading to a paragraph, simplify, answer a question, and all of these, and then you can also come over here to AI operators or SERP ideas, and I'm going to type over here attractions. I'm going to write water park attractions, and I'm going to find SERP ideas, because I'm not clear what I have to write over here. There can be instances, so you can see the SERP ideas, search result page ideas. Water parks appeal to families who want high quality recreation time. More items include Universal Volcano Bay in Florida, and you can see all of these options. A water park is also known as a amusement park with water place. So I like this one. I'm going to copy this, and maybe I'm going to use it over here in the heading. I'm going to go down and see water park which spans around 12 acres. I also like this, so you can see that it spans 12 acres and includes over 25, although I will remove this one from here so that it makes more sense in this context. And then attractions, you'll have to define the attractions and then write about each attraction, right? So you can see the Pirate Bay slides are body and inner tube slide with gentle speed. So if you like this about certain ride or attraction that's there, you can always pull it up over here. So it has pasted automatically over here. You don't have to copy and paste it here. So this is about attractions briefly. Then we have the food, and then next up, let's see, you have let's say tube kiosks, and I'm going to mark this as h3 tag. The park provides tubes for, and I'm going to click on write, and we'll see what the AI writes. For free or something like that. So for free, scheme is run by ICICI Bank, Carnival. Okay, so the park provides tubes for free, let's say. I'm going to delete this, or tube rights, no, it doesn't make sense. For free to all, I'm going to click on write again. The tubes can be used in the water and even on certain rides. It was great fun. So I'm going to write over here the park provides tube for free to all age groups. Let's say the tubes can be used in the water attractions and even on certain rides. It's great fun. However, it retrieves the tube from all over, which is visible. By times they don't have to do that. And then I'm going to click on AI operators, AI connectors rather, and just use however. If you want to use the tube, make sure that you ask one of the staff. The tubes are provided by our very own tube assistants who help you get on and off your tube. They have different colors, so if you see a green one, then it's yours. You can either pay for the assistance or take a ride without paying anything. So this makes a lot of sense. So this paragraph is about tube kiosks, or rather about tubes, right? And then next up, what else can we write? Let's say plan your visit. Plan your visit. I'm going to mark this as H3 tag. You should plan your visit because during weekends or holiday season, and I'm going to click on write again, and I would want the park is crowded, so it makes sense over here because I wrote few words, so the AI immediately picked it up and it wrote on holiday season the park is crowded, so drive in early to beat the traffic. Also take advantage of when the kids are screaming for a ride and you need to end it in less than 5 minutes. That day will be your lucky day without waiting in a line. And I'm going to go to AI connectors again, and then let me see what I can use. So let me use whereas on other days you may need to wait for hours. Cost is 200 rupees per day. The park has an assortment of rides and attractions. I'm going to remove which include. I'm going to remove this line because it doesn't make sense. So drive in early to beat the traffic and also take advantage of when your kids are screaming, so and so. So this was about plan your visit, and then you can also write about park hours. I'm sure that the AI understands the park hours, and I'm going to click on instruct. Let's see what it writes. During the opening hours of the water park, the park holds 2,500 people. It opens at 10 AM and closes at 6 PM, which is not suitable for visitors who have to travel further before leaving in order to reach their destination. So I'm going to remove this one. The best time frame when people visit it, click on write. During non-holiday water park is around 1 to 15,000 people. So whatever makes sense over here, you can keep that, otherwise you're free to remove it, right? And then I'm going to write on, let's say, lockers, and towel rentals. I'm going to click on write. The park does not provide lockers and towel rentals for its visitors. Instead, the management encourages people to bring towels and swimming caps whenever they are going out to play. A burden the already limited resources of the water ticketing entrance fees include so and so. Okay, so I'm going to remove this. So this is about lockers and towel rentals. As you can see, we have written around 820 characters already. The suggested word count is 1,100 to 1,300 characters, right? So the readability wise, it is suggested for university graduates. So we'll have to write some more words for us to match the 1,100 characters. So I'm going to write locker rooms, let's say. Locker rooms. Again, I'm going to mark this as H3. I'm going to click on write. Oh, I'm sorry, I've already written locker rooms over here, so there's no need for me to repeat it. I'll just remove it and write few FAQs. So it's taking a while and thinking what to write. Right, so it's writing a lot. So I'm going to write over here frequently asked questions. Number 1. So frequently asked questions can be, can we bring kids along with us? So I'm going to click on write. Is it fun? So you can see the other questions which are there will be pulled in. So it's writing over here, can we bring kids with us? And then you can write the answer for this, or you can go to templates over here and then come down, answer a question. So the question is, can we bring kids to the water park with us? So I'm going to click on generate content. Because you're not getting the answer over here, is it possible that here are some of the things that should be discussed with the child? It is a water park, so there'll be water all over. So you can read this, and whatever makes sense to you, you can add it to the editor, or you can copy it, or you can even click on generate more if you think that you have not got the right answer. Yes, it depends on the park. So what you can do is you can copy this and then come over here and then write answer, and then yes, it depends on the park. And I'm going to use a connector because I want I just want to continue writing. I'm going to use while or but if you have to take kids along, please make sure that they are not more than 4 years old. So it's also writing the second question, is there a place where we can buy stuff like drinks, food and water? Yes, there is a small stall at the entrance of the park which sells food and water. There's also a shop at the back of the park where you can buy snacks like ice creams, etc. So I'm going to remove this. So if you're stuck somewhere, you can always go to this template section and you will find a lot of templates that you think that you can use instead of just getting frustrated that the write and the instruct button is not working. You can also use these connectors or even AI operators, questions about the content, topics, summarize. So let me summarize. Let me conclude this blog post. I'm going to use H2 tag for this. So I'm going to use the conclude the content or summarize. Let's see what the AI. The water world is a great place to visit with your family during the holiday season. It has rides for all the ages and you can spend hours on them without getting bored. There are also many activities like aqua tubing, kayaking, etc., which will keep everyone entertained. The park does not provide lockers or towel rentals, so make sure that you bring along with you in case you need anything. And you can also use the AI connector then in addition. And then it will continue. In addition, the park does not provide any other facilities like foods and drinks, so make sure that you bring along with you. So we have written 1017 words, we are very close to the suggested word count. So you can see that all of these are very, very important. You can always add images in this because that's how a blog is written. It's a good practice to add images wherever you think that you can after every paragraph. You can also go to competition over here and then see what kind of content your competition is writing for. So you can expand over here and you can see the H tags that they have used. So for example, related articles is the H2 tag. If you click over here, you will find read article, also questions. So when you are writing this frequently asked questions, you can check what are the questions being asked, how safe. So you can write how safe is your water park, or you can write away how safe is the water park, and then you can see the answer or click similar answer, right? So this concludes the part 3 and the final part of Scalenut. If Scalenut is a tool which keeps on adding new features and they are very active, the roadmap is very active. In case they add any new features, then I'll definitely make videos on that. So if you're still on the fence that whether you should be using this or not, please go ahead and buy this. It's not just for copywriters, it's also for executives and even for students. I mean, you want to write great emails and you want to get want to have a head start before moving into the corporate world about how to use tools like Scalenut. So that's it for this video.